Glen Ashlock is a great advocate and role model for all individuals with disabilities. He is a fierce competitor, but has a very compassionate heart. In 1997, Glen helped lead the Michigan Thunderbirds to the Division II NWBA National Championship, where he was named to the first all-tournament team. Glen and his Thunderbird teammates finished second in the Division I National Championship Tournament in 2003 and were honored by the Athletes with Disabilities Hall of Fame with its Athletes of the Year Award. In 2004, he was a member of the USA World Challenge wheelchair basketball team and served as an alternate for the US Paralympic wheelchair basketball team. As a hand cyclist, Glen has won 6 marathons and 9 additional races. He has competed in the Detroit Marathon every year since the inception of the hand cycle division. Glen has competed in sled hockey and wheelchair softball, and he also participates in water skiing, tennis, and canoeing. Glen helped establish and is the Sports and Recreation Program Director at the Ann Arbor Center for Independent Living, where he started the I-Ride, the only multi-day, fully inclusive cycling event in Michigan. He is also a member of the Adaptive Sports and Recreation Coalition.
Thank you for this honor. I am very proud to be inducted into the Athletes with Disabilities Hall of Fame. It is amazing to be recognized in this way for just doing what I love. I feel as if I have already been rewarded many times by what I have received from my involvement in sports. I have traveled all across the US and Canada and have been to Korea and England to play basketball. I've had the thrill of representing my country. It was special every time I put on the USA jersey. I've been a part of teams that played for national championships and have had the experience of winning one. When I started competing, I never imagined that it would be anything more than just recreation, but I have played with and against the very best athletes in the world. I feel like an intramural player who somehow got to hang out with the dream team for 20 years. I watched young kids grow up and saw how playing wheelchair sports influenced their lives. Many of them went on to play in college and on the international level. Some of them are now among those best players in the world. They did it through their hard work and skill, but it is rewarding to me to have played a small part. I've been lucky enough to get to know Adam Rose and his family very well over the last few years. I have seen him grow as an athlete, as in a person. It adds to this evening for me that Adam is also joining the Hall of Fame as a rising star. One of Adam's goals for a long time has been to beat me in a race. It hasn't happened yet, but there's a race that's going to occur between now and when you see this video. Adam, if I beat you again, better luck next year, buddy. If you beat me, I'm sure I tried to act disappointed, but other than your mom and dad, I guarantee that there was no one prouder than I am. That said, it was one time. Don't think it is automatic and it's going to happen again. Best of all, I have met incredible people and made lifelong friends. This includes people I played with and against, and many people that I admired but never thought I would really get to know. I got to make a road trip with Roger McCarville. I heard some good stories, and we've created a few that I'll be able to tell someday. I had the privilege to get to know Tony Philippus Sr. I remember being excited when I realized he knew who I was, and it was even better the first time he called me just to talk over an idea. When I started out playing, Dave Kiley was a role model as a ball player and as someone who was giving back to others in the sport. I never expected that I would get to play against him, let alone be coached by him and call him a friend. So again, it adds to the thrill that he is being honored tonight as well. These opportunities are due to a great many people. Thanks to my coaches and teammates who inspired and encouraged me. It is a sports cliche, but a lot of credit also goes to the people I played against who pushed me hard. At least in my mind, I had some epic battles against a few players and teams. Knowing they were working hard to beat me made me work harder so that maybe they wouldn't. I can't thank everyone who helped personally, but there are some people who I have to point out. Kevin Wolf got me started and helped me learn that while playing sports from a wheelchair wasn't the same as it was before, it was just as fun. I told him I had no interest in wheelchair basketball, but he knew better. He showed me that we all have a responsibility to encourage others and to take the chance and get comfortable with our disabilities. He let me help with the Thunderbird team that he started and trusted me to take over when he stepped down. Jerry Saracen started playing the same time I did, but on a different team. We soon became teammates and friends. He kept me excited and playing ball for several years longer than I expected, and we had some really good times in those years. He helped run the team and keep it going when my time was done. The bad news is that I don't see him much since I quit, but I know that he would still be there in a minute if I ever needed anything at all from him. I've been fortunate to have worked with like-minded people from other organizations. I want to thank all of them, but especially Claudia Brewer and Sandy Dory and everyone who helped start the Junior Thunderbirds and have continued to keep it going through some really tough times. Jim Magyar from the Ann Arbor Center for Independent Living believed that sports are important to our community and allowed me to make it part of my job. Many people have contributed to the success of our programs over the years, but a large part of the credit goes to Carrie Larrabee and Mary Stack. John Waterman nominated me for this honor, and I appreciate his belief in me. He is a great example of how we can make a difference and have fun doing it. John has been a big help to our cycling program and is still teaching me a lot about how to advocate to get what we know is right. My parents never talked about the need to repay what others did for us. They just showed me through their example of being involved in everything we did. They spent all their time at ice rinks and baseball fields, and through their time and effort, they made it possible for me to do what I loved as a kid. Dana, Cammie, and Eric now make it possible for me to continue doing this as an adult. They let me spend our family time and money and travel with me to bike races and rides. They understand when I'm putting on events on weekends and evenings and let me know I was missed when I return home. I'm overwhelmed to be considered worthy to join the Hall of Fame. It is amazing to me to be grouped with others who are being honored tonight and those who are already members. Thank you very much.